I go for refuge and enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and enlightened to the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje Joda Zoge Chona. Chanjo bardo dane yazu je nage jinso kebe sonamgi dola penjere sanje dubara isho sanje joda zoge jo Chanjo bardo dane yazu je nage jinso kebe sonamgi dola penjere sanje dubara isho Sanje joda zoge chanjo bardo dane yazu che dage jinso gebe sonamge chola penjere sanje rubare sho Om ye dharma he tu prabhavam Hetum te sham datha gato hyavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vati svaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum te sham datha gato hyavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum te sham datha gato hyavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, we're on page 143, verse number 11. Okay, we see that in today's world, that depression, anxiety, stress of the people keep increasing, and this is a major crisis. Mental health is a major crisis, and of course, amongst us and your friends, relatives, and so forth, no doubt there are the many such cases, and also we come to know that everywhere in the world, youngsters, they go into drugs, they go into alcoholism, and these are very sad. And greatly they're influenced by the friends, and oftentimes they go through depression, stress, anxiety, so forth, and they see that this is the only option, going to alcohol, to give them a temporary the relief of the mental stress. But of course, this is not that easy. But then how to manage your emotions, this is so important. We can't go for shortcuts. Shortcuts can be extremely dangerous and eventually destroying yourself, destroying your family members, destroying everyone. And it is so demoralizing, so sad to see that young people, they go into drugs, alcohol, and so forth, and then they torture, they really make their parents suffer so much. This is what I witness in my life. There's so many of my friends around, and in their family, there's one son or one brother who is just into this drugs, alcohol, and then the parents are really in hell because of the children creating so much problems on the parents. So now the point is how to manage the emotions. And whereas if we don't know how to manage emotions ourselves, then even if somebody has a problem, turn to you for help, and then you don't know how to help. So the person will for sure resort to alcoholism, drugs, and so forth. So how to manage these emotions? We have to learn this. We learn this ourselves and then practice ourselves and see the benefit. Once you see the benefit, then you can very confidently share your knowledge and your experience with other people. Okay, so broadly speaking, we see that managing emotions. Managing emotions, there are three things. And of course, as I told you, some of the boys and girls, they slide down into alcoholism, drugs, and so forth because of the friends, wrong friends. So the Buddha taught, be always with good friends. Don't go with the bad friends. This is so important. And if the parents have the responsibility to make sure that your children, your nephews, your nieces, they go with the good friends, not with bad friends. This is so important. So on the this is one part. Then the other one is that even though we go with good friends, still we have problems. Our life, we're bound to have problems, stress, anxiety, and so forth. Under such situation, how to manage emotions. Just yesterday, I received a call from one of my relatives, a young nephew, and he was so much into, say, mental tension because of exam. And then he was asking me how to manage this. I'm so much into stress, I could not sleep, how to manage. I just told him, it's just temporary solution. So broadly speaking, there are two ways to manage emotions, broadly speaking. One is single point meditation. The morning, we talked about the shamatha meditation. Shamatha meditation, this one thing. And of course, we need to also learn how these help us to manage emotions. First one is shamatha meditation. Shamatha meditation. Shamatha, shamatha meditation. One. Then number two is the universal compassion meditation. Universal compassion meditation. Number two. And number three is the cognitive transformation meditation. Cognitive transformation meditation. Cognitive transformation meditation. COGNI, cognitive, TIVE, cognitive transformation meditation. Okay, I'm going to explain each one of them. First, let me just give you the broad spectrum of how they help. First, what is the first one? Shamatha meditation. Just imagine that, okay, let's say there's the wind outside, with the wind, say the handful of cotton, handful of cotton, and handful of metal. Which of the two, if I keep on the table or outside, the wind will blow, move it very easily? Which one? The cotton. Why? Because cotton is very light and the metal is very heavy. So our mind, when we don't learn how to stabilize our mind becomes very flickery like the cotton. Very flickery like a cotton. And he says, some says, you step it, and instantly your mind is wavered. The wind blows, instantly the cotton is taken away, moved. So likewise, our mind can easily be moved when somebody says, you step it, and says something offensive, you easily feel hurt. Your mind is like a cotton, which can easily be wavered. So now our mind should make like a diamond, solid, heavy. How? We can train our mind. This is so beautiful thing about the mind. Mind can be trained. We can train our mind to sit, not to be wavered easily like the cotton. So how to train it? This is known as shamatha meditation, where you train your mind so that the mind is not affected very easily. Mind can sit very stably, not affected. So even if somebody says something nasty things towards you, your mind will not be moved. So you will not easily feel agitated, irritated, and disturbed. This is known as shamatha meditation, number one. So this morning we did it, and tomorrow also for the next till 20th, 20, we're going to do this meditation every morning. So today is 17, so we have another 18, 19, 3 days more. For 3 days we'll do the morning meditation, single part, shamatha meditation. This one. What is the next method? Universal compassion. So this is where, for example, like say unknown person tells your mother, you stop it. Or the mother's child tells the mother, you stop it. Who you think the mother will feel more offended? Unknown person. But the child, the mother will not feel offended. Because of what? Because of affection. Because of affection. So with the affection, things cannot really affect you too much. With the affection. When the love and affection is there, one time what happened was that, okay, if you see, if you go to a person's house and the wall, the pencil sketches are there, do you think that it's a nice wall or dirty wall? Dirty wall, right? One time I was invited for a lunch by a couple, and I went in, and the wall was with the pencil sketch everywhere like this. I thought, okay, this is too much. It's not really the good thing to see. Mentally, I felt a little unease. And then they asked me to sit. I sat down. And the lady came, the mother came and said that they have two small daughters, aged 5, 6. Then the mother said that this is a painting of my daughters. In the mother's eyes, these are painting. In the eyes of the ordinary, the guest, this is dirty wall. In the eyes of mother, this is a painting. You're getting it? When there's love and affection, your mind does not affect it. So anything you can take it very easily. So therefore, cultivating love and affection, this is another technique. Again, how to cultivate this number 2. And last time the nuns, the young nuns, they said, Gunde Mangadun, which is the method of the sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta. And the other one is Dakshe Nyamche, the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. So there are these two methods to generate this unconditional love for others. This is so precious, amazingly precious. And with this practice, if you start to feel that, if you start to feel this, your compassion flowing towards others is so beautiful. Small things which can easily irritate us, you can really overcome these irritations very easily with this love and affection. But for that we have to first of all know the steps. The first method has one preliminary practice and the 7 steps. Total there are 8 steps. But the second method, there are 9 steps. 9 steps to practice these. So we have to know these things, actually practice them. Then you will see that your mind is actually expanding, and the external factors cannot affect you too much. Your mind will become very stable, calm. You can see as well the whole world is like your children. Number 2. Then number 3 is, what is number 3? Cognitive transformation. This is so important. Cognitive transformation meaning that our mind, for example, they say that we see sometimes people scare you by pretending as though like they're a ghost. Yes? How many had that experience? Some people, they pretend as though like they're a ghost and they scare you. Yes? The girl there. You had that experience? What's your name? So Lisa had that experience, and the young Omo, you had the experience. Lisa, you want to share the story? Mike.
So I teach a lot of young kids. So once we were playing and I just hid somewhere and they were, looking for me and I just suddenly came up and like, hey. So they all were scared and it was just a funny joke at that point of time.
They're scared or you're scared?
They were scared.
Or you scared them?
Yeah, I did that.
You're not scared.
It happened to me when I was a kid. I don't really remember that, but yeah, a lot of times.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. You're good at scaring others.
apparently.
Okay, Tejomala. Yes.
Uh, I uh, I think I was leaving my room, and then my friend was standing like hiding. So
Who, your grandma?
no, my friend.
Okay.
She just popped out out of nowhere. So I got scared, and I was like I just screamed. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sure that you all have that experience. How many have that experience? You all have the experience. Yes. Okay. One time when I was, I think class 7 or class 8, class 8, maybe I was how many years old? 13 years old. And my teacher, my history teacher, he shared a story, very interesting story. He said that the that was his time when he was in school. That in one school there was a group of students. They had to cross one forest to go to another place for whatever for some functions. And the one of the students was a boy who was extremely fat, who could hardly walk. And in those days, how many of you know about Naxalites? Raise hands. Naxalites. Raise hands, raise hands. Okay. Okay. The Taraji, explain what is Naxalites.
A tradition or movement mostly in Odisha, Chhattisgarh, MP. They are having their own ideology and belief, and they are mostly anti-government persons.
Yes. So these people are very violent, extremely violent. And some school boys, they came to know about, they came to know that one group of the students, they're going to another place through the forest. So these naughty boys, they went into the forest already ahead of time. And suddenly when these school children, when they come, then they came up with all these different dresses and they shout Naxalite with the sticks in their hand. All these boys, then they see that Naxalites, they're so scared. So everybody ran to the other place. The fat one, he was the first to reach there. Usually he was so, he couldn't move. He got there first. Okay, so this says where. So tell me, why this the fat boy got there first? Why? Anyone? Why? Yes, he was very scared, right? Very scared. And look, so he was scared for what? There's nothing, no Naxalites. But why was he? So ordinary people, they look for the joys outside. Whereas those people who say outside is so ephemeral, so transitory, so momentary, it's just like very fleeting. It doesn't make any sense. It's so unwise. So they go inwardly into the joy of the meditation. So these people will take birth in the form and formless realm. But of course, they need to have the meditation, joy of the meditation. It should reach a certain level. It's not just the moment you get interest, instantly go there. No. You have to really get the deeper experience of the meditation. You find the joy. Now within that, they see that the joy where the physical bodies in the form realm is driven by the joy of the internal meditation. But you still have the physical form. Physical form are extremely subtle. For example, like say the mobiles. Like 20 years ago mobile and today's mobile is very different. In those days it's so gross and today it's very subtle. Likewise, the physical body that we have is so gross, and the physical body, the form realm they are very subtle. So it is known as the form realm. Although they are driven inside meditative, the joy, happiness of the meditative experience, but they still have the physical form, which are very subtler. Then the next level is where there's no physical form at all. They're purely into the meditative state. That is known as formless realm. This is not meditation. Actually, the state where you take birth, for example, like Tawang, or Delhi, or America, India, Japan, like this, there are three realms. No, you can achieve. You can. It is like say, you in Tawang, but still you can get visa to America and Japan. But you are not there. You are still here. You got the visa. Likewise, when you attain the mental state, you are a human being. You attain the mental state. Then when you die, you can take birth there. But you have the qualification to take birth there. For example, okay, this is a good point. For example, the Buddha's two teachers. The Buddha, as Prince Siddhartha, he left the palace and he turned to look for teachers. The first teacher that he met was known as Acharya Alarakalam. Acharya Alarakalam, and his meditative experience is the formless realm. Within formless, there are four. I'm not going to go detail. Within formless four, this first teacher reached the third one. And Prince Siddhartha, he reached the same level as the teacher very soon, very quickly. And he asked for more teachings. And the teacher said that you've got everything. So all my students are your students, guide them. And the Prince Siddhartha said that no, I came here to learn how to benefit all the sentient beings, how to liberate all the sentient beings. Still, I didn't get that path. So then he went to second teacher. Second teacher is Acharya Udreka. And he actually reached the formless, the fourth one, the final one. He reached that. But he did not have the wisdom of emptiness. This is a problem. He does not have the wisdom of emptiness, but he has the samadhi, highest level. Desire realm, formless, within form, first, second, third, and the fourth. He reached the last one. And again, the Prince Siddhartha attained the same level very quickly and asked for more teachings. He said, no, you have attained everything. Prince Siddhartha said the same thing. I came here to learn how to help all sentient beings. Still, I'm yet to get that skill or solution to solve. So therefore, then he left for 6 years, serious practice, and finally he found the wisdom of emptiness. So that made him to be liberated. Good. Thank you. Okay, next. Now, what were we talking? Cognitive transformation. What did it say? Cognitive transformation what? Cognitive transformation meditation. So what he said is that we talked about the prank, the prank, somebody creating fear in you. So What is that, Taraji? Naxalites. Okay. So why this fat boy was so scared? Why? Hey, what happened? Why this fat boy was so scared? Did you not hear the story? So you have not heard the story. Why the fat boy was so scared? Yes, Parag. So scared why? Because he thought that these people were Naxalites. How many agree with Parag? Raise hands. Yes. Were these people Naxalites or not? No, they were schoolboys. They were not Naxalites. But cognitively, the mind of this fat boy was mistaken. Cognitive error, cognitive mistake, seeing that these people are Naxalites. These are not. This is a cognitive mistake. So the moment he comes to realize that these are not Naxalites, then he becomes very calm. You're getting it? So mentally, it's emotional management by seeing that cognitively your mind, which was earlier mistaken, you fix it, and then your emotions are calmed down. You're getting it? This is very important. Okay, for this, I'd like to share with you 5 points. This is known as how the mind works. How the mind works. How fear can arise. How unhappiness can happen. How happiness can happen. So these all managing the emotional balance can be done based on understanding these 5 points. These 5 points are known as otherwise what we say that how many agree with me that our mind, some people they're very good in mathematics but not good in music. You agree? Some people they're so good in they're so good in working, but with studies they're so weak. Some are so good in studies but not good in work. Some people they're so good in studies but they're very bad in meditation. The moment you meditate you fall asleep. Some people so good in meditation but not good in studies. Do you see that? So this is the different functions of your mind. Our mind can train in all these aspects. So our mind needs to be trained. So the mind, it has so many functions, and our mind sometimes, for example, I remember that Cambridge University and Oxford University in England, it says that Cambridge University is stronger in science. Both universities are very world famous universities. But Cambridge is seen as stronger in science and weaker in arts, whereas Oxford University is stronger in arts and weaker in science. Most of the Nobel laureates in the science, they were from Cambridge, not from Oxford. Okay, so likewise, our mind, we have our own weaknesses, we can have our strength. And now let's see that our emotions, some people are easily. How many of you, once in a while, you were angry? In a sense, anger. Oh, okay. Even all these young girls, they become angry. Okay. Cholagandal also. No, you can't be. And Ajitangela is not there. Huh? Ajitangela is not there. And Cholopsala? No anger. Okay, so let's see how the anger. Okay, aja jingme chutula. Anger, no anger. Huh? Sometimes, once in a while. Okay, so let's say that how the emotions arise. This is so important. Okay, our mind functions in different forms. How many such functions are there? Innumerable functions are there. In fact, the word that I would use is what I think Tinzipik used yesterday. Infinite functions are there of the mind. And of these, the Buddha at one point picked up 51 such mental functions. At one point, Buddha picked up 51 mental factors, mental functions. These functions, they are referred to as mental factors. Mental factors. 51 mental factors. Of these 51, they are all related to your emotional transformation, spiritual transformation. But of these, 5 are particularly of great importance. These 5 are known as omnipresent mental factors. Omnipresent mental factors. In Tibetan, they are known as kundronga. Kundronga. 5 omnipresent mental factors or 5 ever-present mental factors. Okay, 5 ever-present mental factors. Now we need to know what they are and how they work. First is contact. 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 Number 2, attention. Contact, attention. Number 3, discrimination. Number 3, discrimination. Number 4, feeling. Feeling. F-E-E-L-I-N-G. Number 5, intention. Number 5, intention. Okay, number 1, contact. Number 2, attention. Number 3, discrimination. Number 4, feeling. Number 5, intention. Very good. Okay, these are the 5 mental factors which are particularly useful in our emotional learning, emotional managing emotional balance. Okay, first let me give an example. Each one of these, what they are. Say the contact. Okay, what is in my right hand? Flower. How do you know that there's a flower in my hand? How do you know this? I can see that. Okay, what Jahat said, I can see that, which means that your eye consciousness and the flower came in contact. You agree? Contact. Your eye consciousness and the flower, your eye consciousness, subject or object? Your eye consciousness, subject or object? Yesterday we... Okay, the flower, object or subject? Object. Eye consciousness, object, subject? Subject. So object and subject come in contact. You're getting it? Come in contact. You have the flower and you... Okay, now, what is my left hand? No flower? No flower. Because the flower and your eye consciousness do not contact. You getting it? So first thing is that contact is very important between the object and the subject. There should be the contact. With the contact, okay, let's say in the morning, what is next after contact? Attention. Okay, let's say in the morning, early morning. Anil, what time you get up? 4:30. Wow, that's amazing. Every day. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. I thought you were going to say 6 o'clock. No, is it 4:30? Okay. Okay. Most of the girls of your age usually they get up at 9 a.m. Right? Okay. Sangala is there? Sangala is not there. Okay. So Sangala of the all of us, we need to hear these little girls, what they are saying. Yes, Losar. This girl is saying they get up at 4:30 a.m. every day. Okay. Okay. So now let's say that, okay, these are exceptions. Okay. Sneha, what time you go? Confidential. Okay. Anybody who gets up at like 7, let's say 6 o'clock, makes sense? 6 o'clock? Okay. Taraji and here, Sirin Bamla. Okay, let's say Sirin Bamla and Taraji. One morning, your mother slams the door and says, "Good morning, my daughter. Good morning, my son." And she was holding something like this, holding something, right? So usually you get up at 6 o'clock. But today, your mother comes at 5 o'clock. So you are still in sleep. Still in sleep. and your mother says, happy birthday. And she's holding something, right? So when your mother says happy birthday, you hear your ear consciousness active. And your eyes are still half asleep. So eyes will see your mom. Yes? And then your eye consciousness comes in contact with your mom. Objects will contact. And then what happens? Your mother is holding something. Happy birthday to you, holding something. So what will you do? Hey, Zimbabwe, what will you do? Huh? You're in the middle of the sleep. She disturbs your sleep. Huh? Anyone, what will you feel? What will you do? Happy birthday, my daughter, my son, with the something holding. Taraji, what will you do? Thank you, mom. You're still in sleep. So why thank you? You don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it is. So what will you do? Yes, Degyongla, what will you do? You'll rub your eyes. Why are you rubbing your eyes? To pay attention. Yes, these girls, to pay attention. You're getting it? You rub your eyes to pay attention. What is number one? Contact. Number two? Attention. Number two, pay attention. You rub your eyes. What is it? He says, just, what is it? And you think that this is brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max, right? And then what happens? What is next? There is a discrimination. Discrimination is, it is brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max. It is discrimination. Number three, discrimination. With this discrimination, are you happy, not happy? Hey, the nuns, happy, not happy? Happy. Sirimpama, happy. Taraji, very happy. Or feeling, what is next? Discrimination, what next? Feeling, pleasant feeling. You like the pleasant feeling or you don't like the pleasant feeling? You like the pleasant feeling. So if you like the pleasant feeling, you want to have the pleasant feeling more, or you want to make it short? Have it more. How to make it more? By what is the trigger? What triggered this pleasant feeling? What the mother was holding. So, what is next? Feeling, and what next? Intention. This intention is the mind which actually makes your body, speech and mind to move. Then you will say, as Nara just said, thank you, mommy. Then you move your hands to your mother's hand and grab what the mother has. You look at it and you see that it's just a piece of Amul chocolate. Right? Piece of Amul chocolate. Okay, now, again you came in contact with the object, contact, then paid attention. It is not iPhone 16, it is Amul chocolate. Attention, discrimination says, it's just a piece of Amul chocolate. Then, what's the feeling? Pleasant, unpleasant feeling? Very unpleasant feeling. Mom, you disturbed my sleep. Right? Very unpleasant feeling. And what's next after feeling? Intention. So what makes you unhappy? Because this piece of chocolate disturbed my sleep. Then this intention will make your body to move, to remove this chocolate. Throw the chocolate, say that, Mom, this is chocolate, but you disturbed my sleep. So the intention will throw the chocolate. Now look, this is very important. When the intention, because you don't want the unpleasant feeling, and this unpleasant feeling is triggered by the chocolate. So intention will try to throw the chocolate away, so the unpleasant feeling will not be there. Oftentimes, for example, if you have a boss, workplace, a boss at your workplace, and the boss is very unkind, very nasty to you, very bad to you. What happens? Every day you see the boss, contact, attention, you pay attention, and then discriminate that this is my nasty boss. Then, what feeling? Unpleasant feeling comes. Then the intention will resist, because unpleasant feelings because of the boss. So your mind will try to push the boss, but you cannot push the balls. Your mind will push the balls. Physically, you cannot. So the mind will continue to push, continue to push. This is known as exertion. This is known as resistance. Resistance against the boss. So with this resistance, you exert a lot of energy. You exert a lot of energy. So this resistance, if it is too prolonged, it can become depression. If this resistance is too intense, it can be anxietic. So this anxiety disease, anxiety illness, depression, all these problems are because, and stress, burnout, all these problems are because of that, mind resisting that. Okay, for example, let's say the boy next, the fat boy who thought it was next light came in contact with the object and then paid attention, and then discrimination thought that these are next lights, feeling unpleasant feeling. So next, intention to stop the unpleasant feeling, what should they do? He should run away from the next lights. So he ran. You're getting it? So that movement, running is movement or not? Running is movement. What made him to move? Intention made him to move. Physical, verbal, mental movement. So therefore, say people go into, some people when they go through difficult times, just to go for temporary relief, they go for alcohol. Why? Because they see that the feeling is unpleasant feeling. An unpleasant feeling is so stressed, so heavy and corrosive that they don't see any solution. How to get rid of this feeling? How to get rid of the feeling? Because unpleasant feeling is continuously happening, unpleasant feeling, so they don't see the solution. There is a solution, but they don't see the solution. Because they don't see the solution, now they try to, this feeling is an active mental state. You agree? It's an active mental state of disliking. Active mental state. So they will make the mind to, they will numb the mind. What is numb the mind? Kandila, what is numb the mind? Make the mind inactive. In the Munke.
Numb is to make mind very passive. Semmar shumguj. Semmar shumguj. Inactive.
Yes. So how to make the mind numb is doing alcohol, and temporarily your mind is numb. So you don't feel this mental resistance. You're getting it? Unpleasant feeling temporarily stops. It's not a good solution. So now that you know this, I said the mental resistance happens. Mental resistance is because of unpleasant feeling. Okay, this you have to say properly. Why the mental resistance is happening? Because of the unpleasant feeling. Why the unpleasant feeling? Because of the discrimination. Why this discrimination? Because of the attention and the contact. You're getting it? Let me say this one. This is very important. Say mental resistance happens when you see somebody who you dislike. The moment you see this, your mind feels uneasy. You agree? Raise hands. Your mind feels uneasy, which means that your mind, and then sometimes it can be reflected that your even breathing changes. Unintentionally the breathing changes because your mind is resisting, and it requires energy, it requires more oxygen for the brain to work more actively. It requires more oxygen. For that, the breathing should be heavy so that to take more oxygen, and it takes a lot of energy because to resist it requires a lot of energy. As such, your body sweats, your body is, sometimes your body can sweat, you can feel the even sometimes even trembling can happen, and the heart palpitation can increase and breathing can become deeper. So these are the implications that these are all movements happening. These movements are happening because of the mental intention. The mind makes the movement. So this is the mental intention. Why this intention? What is intention? The resistance. Intention in the form of resistance. Why resistance? Because of the unpleasant feeling. And if you meet with the undesirable person every day, then the mental resistance is every day. So you say that, okay, mental resistance, happy, not happy. Mental resistance, are you happy, not happy? Mental resistance, never happy. Resistance means pushing somebody away from you, pushing. Which is better, pushing or embracing? Embracing. You getting it? So resistance is pushing. Because of pushing, you need the other person would not say, okay, bye-bye. Right? Person also, the boss will stay there, will continue to scold you, continue to judge you, and your mind will continue to resist. It consumes a lot of energy. Energy drains happen. And because of this, your immunity will go down. You can easily contract illnesses, diseases, very easily. So therefore, now, if you want to stop the resistance can manifest in the form of stress. The first thing is that it is a stress. And this stress, if it gets extended or prolonged, it becomes depression. If it is intense, it is anxiety. Okay, so if you don't want mental resistance on the intention level, what should you do? Change the feeling from unpleasant to pleasant feeling. Okay, I will ask this later on, once more. You have to change the unpleasant feeling to pleasant feeling. How to change the unpleasant feeling to pleasant feeling? By changing the discrimination. Before that, you have to change the discrimination. How to change the discrimination? Discrimination is a purely cognitive mental state. Okay. Okay, what is this? Flower. And some of you may say this is hydrogen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, oxygen mixed. Yes, true? True. Some of you may say this is electrons, protons, neutrons. Who's correct? Who's correct? All three are correct, but why they give different the explanations? Because their understanding of the object differs. Some understand this object is just a flower. Some people seek a little subtler in the form of, say, in the form of molecules, carbon dioxide, or the oxygen, hydrogen, different complex molecules. And some people can see them on the form of the elementary particles like electrons, protons, neutrons. So they differ in subtlety. They're all correct, but they differ in subtlety. Likewise, cognitively, some people, their thinking is extremely sophisticated, some people very gross. For example, let's say that, how many agree with me that some people, when they do work, they do it meticulously, very precise. Some people, they do the work very shallow. Okay, sweep the hall, they sweep half, and they sweep half not swept, right? And then the momos, half cooked, half not cooked, right? And then what? Tea, not fully boiled, just chew, then sugar. And one time, my friend, when he was very young, his father had visitors. And the father asked this little boy, go and prepare tea for the guests. And the father, but you check who's going to have milk, who is going to have tea, who's going to have coffee. So, because the father asked him, he has to do that. So he asked all the guests. There were like 7 or 8 guests. What are the tea, coffee, and he made the list very precisely. Finally, what he did was that in the same kettle, he put the coffee and tea both. And then, who wants tea? Somebody says he served the same thing. Who wants coffee? He served the same thing. You're getting it. So this is not meticulous. This is not very precise. You're getting it? Meticulous means very precise, to do things very clean, very effectively, very precise. Okay. So some people, their thinking is extremely systematic. Some are not too systematic. You're getting it? For example, say Tibet House. We were renovating our toilet, renovating the toilet, and say one side of the toilet, and then from there get into the main hall. Main hall is with a carpet, very expensive carpet, and then through the window, you can open the window, and the people who are renovating the toilet, all these, what do you call it, rubbles? Well, rebels. So these were broken pieces. They were put in the sack, and then with the foot, dirty foot, on the carpet. Walk like this, just 100 rupees work and destroying 1,000 rupees carpet. So irresponsible. And then from the window they threw it down, and somebody can be killed. Extremely irresponsible work. You're getting it? This is where the people, they're lacking the ability, skills to do things in the precise way. Okay, this is all thinking. We have to train our mind. So therefore, now tell me, I say, if the stress is there, stress is happening on which level of the 5? Stress is happening on which level? Resistance. Resistance happening on which level of the 5? Intention. Very good. Okay. You are teaching them? No? You said it? Okay. So the resistance is happening on the intention level. So if you don't want the resistance, if you don't want the stress on the intention level, what should you do? You should change the You change the feeling. Okay. You should change the feeling. Okay, look, go up. If you don't want the resistance, you have to change the intention. To change the intention, what should you do? You should change the feelings. If you want to change the feeling, what should you do? Change the feeling from unpleasant feeling to pleasant feeling. How to change it? By changing the discrimination. You getting it? How to change the discrimination? I'll tell you. This is the most important part, and the Buddha's teachings all revolve around this part. Changing the discrimination. How to change the discrimination? It depends on changing the attention and contact. You getting it? Okay. Let's say that let's say I'd like to share a story. Once there was a couple, a father and mother, and 3 little boys, naughty boys. And 3 naughty boys, they are so naughty, creating havoc in the family, and the father could not get any peace of mind. And the father, so what the father did was that a father said, okay, some problem is with me. I don't get peace. I want to have peace of mind. So he went in search of a guru to get some blessings. And there was a guru in the mountain. He went there and asked Guru, please Guru, please help me. What's the problem? The Guru said, what's the problem? He said that I have no peace of mind. Please teach me how to get peace of mind. And the Guru said, are you sure? He said, yes. If you really want peace of mind, what's the problem? Why you are not getting peace of mind? Because these 3 naughty boys, they are making havoc in the family. And he said, okay, if you want peace of mind, you do one thing. Are you ready to do whatever I teach you? He said, yes, Guruji. And the teacher said, you buy a goat and keep that as your pet goat, as a pet. And then he thought that this is a magic. So he went in the market, bought a goat, and kept it as a pet. And the boys, they were beating the goat. Now the three boys are creating problem. Plus the goat is blaring, blaring, and then dropping everywhere because it's a pet now, dropping. He said, "No, this is not. This is not peace. This is even more hell." He felt so unhappy. He went to the Guru. "Please, no, this is not peace I'm seeking. I want peace. Please give me peace." He said, "What's the problem?" "I want peace." "Are you sure?" "Yes." "Then you do one thing. You buy a chicken and keep that as a pet." "Yes, a pet." And then he thought, okay, maybe this time this is a magic. Then he put a chicken and then kept there. Now the chicken's flying here, there, the boys chasing the chicken and the beating the goat. It's a hell. Now this man was so unhappy. He went to the Guru, now not to seek advice. He went to the Guru to fight with the Guru. Guru said that, "What did you do now? You put me into hell." And said that, "I did not do anything. I did not do anything. You said you want peace, and I gave you suggestions, and you said you were going to do that. And I did not force you to do that. It's up to you." He said that, no. You brought me into, you really threw me into the hell. What should I do now? "I want peace." "Are you sure?" "Yes." "If you want peace, now release the chicken. Let the chicken go." And he released chicken. Wow, it's so peaceful now. The chicken, no droppings of the chicken throwing here and there. So clean, so beautiful, so happy. My Guru is so kind. Then he went to Guru and then thanked the Guru. And the Guru said, "What did I do? Oh, now I have such a peace of mind." Then the Guru said, "Now release the goat." He released goat, absolutely peaceful. No goat blaring, no chicken, everything so peaceful. He was so happy. Now this is divine. This must be the paradise. He went to the Guru and thanked the Guru. "Thank you so much in prostrations." Guru said, "I do not do anything. If you feel paradise now, this paradise existed in your house the day you came to my place. It is already there. I did not create anything. It's your thinking. You're thinking. You only see that the children are creating problems, then you're thinking, contact with the children playing here and there and paying attention, discrimination, they are making things dirty. And feeling, unpleasant feeling. Mental stress. This is what's happening to you. Now, oh, there's no goat, there's no chicken, everything is clean. Contact with no goat, no chicken. Then the attention, yes, that's true. Discrimination, yes. Then the feeling, pleasant, unpleasant. Very pleasant. You want, you don't want. You want it. So the intention will embrace it. This is purely your thinking. Change your discrimination, your mind will be at peace. This is a message. Okay. So with this mind, now let us read the verse number 11. All suffering comes from yearning for your own happiness. Yearning for your own happiness meaning selfishness. The perfect Buddhas are born from the intention to benefit others, by benefit others. Therefore, to truly exchange your own happiness for the suffering of others is the practice of Bodhisattva. So, say some people, I want this in the family litigation cases. For example, like Dorji is with is a lawyer. And he's meeting a lot of family litigation cases, brothers fighting over the properties, sisters fighting over the properties, uncle fighting over the properties. All these problems are there. Why are these problems over there? Because of, I want this, he's taking more, she's taking more, I should get the equal share, I want more. Selfishness. Where there's a selfishness, you end up into litigation cases. You end up into miseries. And selfishness, you think that by selfish, you think you get more. Oftentimes, the lawyers, the policemen, they also advise you, don't go for litigation. Resolve in your own family. This is advice given. It's very simple. Let's say the fight is over. The fight is over, 5 lakhs rupees property. And you're paying the lawyers, and the court judges, total like hitting 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. Look, so unwise. Fighting for how many lakhs? 5 lakh rupees property. And eventually your money is spent like 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. So unwise on both sides. It's all because of the selfishness. Selfishness makes you blind not to see the reality. So therefore, some very compassionate lawyers, compassionate judges, compassionate policemen, women, they advise you, don't fight, it's a family issue. Resolve it. So what do you want? You want this, pay. Otherwise, you lose 1 lakh. Fine. Let it happen. Lose 1 lakh. Rather than paying extra, spending extra, you lose your job because you have to always go to the court. So you can turn up for the job. With the work, you lose again another like 2-3 lakhs very easily. So therefore, this is all because of selfishness. In other words, if we remove our selfishness, if we are being kind, wisely kind, skillfully kind, you see that many of your miseries will go away. Okay. Therefore, to truly exchange your own happiness for the suffering of others is a practice of Bodhisattva. And of course, in the course of our discussion, if you have questions, I'll be very happy to deal with these things. It says that your happiness gives to others, take the suffering of others, exchanging your happiness and others' suffering. So this is the practice of Bodhisattva. And some of you may feel that this is too naive. So we already have so much suffering. Why should I have to give that to the wrong person, your happiness, and the wrong person let the person enjoy? So why? Okay, here the idea is to change your mind. Out in real life, what should be done? That we should be very careful. We should be very skilled. It doesn't mean that, okay, it says, therefore, to truly exchange your own happiness for the suffering of others. Your neighbor who is extremely nasty, very selfish, and you give your happiness to him, and he will also say that I want your house. Right? Wrong neighbors, nasty people, they're very selfish people. If you're being nice, they will take advantage of you more and more. Under such situation, what should we do? These are the things that we need to resolve. Mentally, you should be extremely kind, but physically, in real life, you should be very smart. Smart. The difference is that don't give in to anger. Anger destroys you. Anger destroys everything. Don't give in to anger, but you should be smart. I remember one time, I think in America, after His Holiness the Dalai Lama gave a public talk, public teaching. It's a huge gathering, maybe 30,000, 50,000 people. And at the end of the discourse, a question was asked. Your Holiness, you always talk about compassion, but in real life, the more we practice compassion, people take advantage of us. So how should we practice compassion? His Holiness said, okay, look, the response by His Holiness. See if you agree. His Holiness the Dalai Lama said that he did not say, no, you have to do that, this, do that. He did not say anything. He just put a metaphor. He said that if a mad dog comes, don't say compassion, run away. Do you understand what his Holiness said? His Holiness saying, be realistic, be practical. Don't just say compassion. In other words, His Holiness said, don't go for the stupid compassion. Go for the wise compassion. You getting it? In other words, skillful compassion, not stupid compassion. So some people say, with practice of compassion, there's a compassion fatigue. You feel tired of compassion. So, His Holiness advised us to practice skillful compassion, not unwise compassion. Okay. Number 12. Even if someone driven by excessive desire steals. Now look, these teachings are to, if you could remember, what I said was that to practice compassion, universal compassion, what we need to do is that we need to reduce the negative factors of compassion. What are negative factors of compassion? What are the opposite factors of compassion? What are the opposites of compassion? Anyone? Anyone? Ignorance? Yes, ignorance is also a major factor. Anyone else? What are the opposites of compassion? Lisa? Cruelty, yes. Cruelty. Anything else? There are many opposite factors. Cruelty. Selfishness, yes. Selfishness. Opposite of compassion. Anyone else? Hatred, anger, ego, right? Okay. How many of you have seen, some egoistic people? When the moment you are there, you feel so suffocated. You would feel the other person's ego, right? Sometimes each one of us may have also demonstrated ego ourselves, right? But when you see somebody else, you would feel the suffocation. You feel. So therefore, for example, if you're with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the first few seconds, because His soul is too big, we are very small, so you may feel a little intimidated. The moment you are there, in few seconds, you'll feel at home. You'll relax, because His soul just listen to you. His eyes, compassionate eyes, glitters, and you feel like crying. You're getting it? This is when the compassion is there. But ego is there, these eyes will not glitter. Will judge on you. These eyes will judge on you. So therefore, the thing is that this compassion is extremely important. For the compassion, the opposite forces, they are like cruelty, anger, hatred, selfishness, and in short, say the selfishness, and then manifesting in the form of anger and ego. And these will manifest further into cruelty. So, anger and ego. How to subdue the anger and ego? When the anger and ego arise, when do they arise? When somebody is not nice to you, then anger arises. So the Bodhisattva, the Geshe Sambo is identifying what are the factors which can trigger anger in us, which can trigger ego in us to destroy your compassion. He identifies these and teaches us how to stop these. Okay, 12. Even if someone driven by excessive desire steals all your wealth, if somebody steals your wealth, you become angry. Or incites somebody else to steal it, to dedicate to this person your body, possession, and all your virtues of the 3 times is a practice of Bodhisattva. This is very important. It's very important. And particularly, I see that there are many of you doing Nalanda Master's course, Nalanda Diploma course. And I would highly suggest others who like to learn these things more. At the moment, these are all like trailers. To give them deeper understanding and the concepts. Doing the Nalanda courses would be very helpful. So these will be all touched in more detail. So our problems, what we've said is that sound or clap, external factors and internal factors. Internal factors primarily 2. What are they? You remember? Self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. Let me repeat it. Internal factors primarily there are 2. Self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. These are the 2 major factors. And particularly, self-centered attitude. Where the self-centered attitude is there, selfishness. Self-centered attitude is there, your mind will never be happy. Whenever there's unhappiness happening to you, at any level, some like 90%, 50%, 10%, any degree of unhappiness comes to you, there's a selfishness already kicked in.
If the selfish is not there, you will not feel mentally unhappy. All mental unhappiness, somehow there's selfishness there. But when you feel mentally sad or unhappy, don't think that, okay, I must be so bad, my selfishness, I must be so selfish. No, selfishness, there are various levels. There are various levels. So people, who are those people who have no selfishness at all? At all, it says that when you attend for the exceptionally on the bright bodhisattvas, when you reach the path of or part of the preparation. What's the first path? 5 paths: gate, parasambhade, bodhiswa. Gate. The first path is go, yes. So what term in Tibetan is Soglam. First path is Soglam, is part of accumulation. First one is go. The first go is part of accumulation. In Tibetan is Soglam. Second is Gate. Second Gate is Jorlam. Very good. Second Jorlam in Tibetan, in English, is part of preparation. In Tibetan, Jorlam. Then third one, Gate, Paragate, go beyond. What is that path? Sharmilaji? Path of seeing. In Tibetan, Tonglam. First path is Soglam. In English, path of accumulation. Second path is Jorlam. In English, path of preparation. Third one is Tonglam. In English, path of seeing. Very good. Now the fourth one is in Tibetan, Gomlam. In English, path of meditation. Very good. And the last one in Tibetan, Miloblam. Very good. Oh, the nuns, they learn a lot. Good. Miloblam. In English, path of no more learning. Very good. Okay. So first let me say this English. First part is path of accumulation. Second part is path of preparation. Third part is path of seeing. Fourth one, path of meditation. Fifth one, path of no more learning. In Tibetan, the first one is Soglam. Second, Jorlam. Third one, Tonglam. Fourth one, Komlam. Fifth one, Meloblam. Very good. Okay, now what we are talking about is where there's a selfishness, self-centered attitude, we are never happy. Whenever there's any unhappiness comes to you, there is this self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. These two are coming together. And the question is, I said that when you feel a little bit of sad, when you feel a little sad or unhappy, oh, I must be very selfish. Geshe said that there's only when the selfishness is there, these things happen. I must be very selfish. Don't think like this. Selfishness, there are various levels. Say, till 50%. 50% selfishness, ordinary people will say, this is okay. This person is very good. But when the selfishness goes beyond 50%, then people will say that person is very selfish. You getting it? Otherwise, the real selfishness will stop when one reaches for the excellent bodhisattvas, when they reach the path of preparation. For the mediocre bodhisattvas, when they reach the path of seeing. For the low faculty bodhisattvas, when they reach the 8th bhumi. 8th bhumi, which is part of meditation. Within part of meditation, there are 10 divisions. 8th one, when there is the 8th bhumi, then the selfishness, the dominant state will subside altogether. So till that point, even the bodhisattvas, they have some degree of selfishness there. So don't feel bad that, okay, I must be very selfish. But keep in mind that, okay, now I am feeling pain because of this selfishness. I must get rid of this selfishness. You're getting it? So you should not feel bad. Instead, you should see that I'm able to identify the selfishness there, and I have to get rid of this selfishness so that my pain will never come again. This is how we have to think. Okay, so with this in mind, let us turn to verse number 13. Verse number 13. Okay, now look, somebody who does so much harm to you, they say, don't generate anger, because anger can destroy your compassion. So it says, if someone cuts off your head, even when you have not done the slightest wrong, through the power of compassion, to take the misdeeds upon yourself is a practice of a bodhisattva. This happens on a very high level of the practice. We can actually do them, but of course it requires the great deal of training. Next, 14. Should someone slander you and proclaim it? Slander meaning? What is slander? Create divisions. Create divisions. For example, you have friends, and then somebody talks badly about you. Devise words. Devise words to divide people. To divide people, to make two friends and the two friends enemies. This is slandering. Should someone slander you and proclaim it in a billion words, in return, with a loving heart, to proclaim their good qualities is a practice of bodhisattva. Okay, these are very high level practices. What I would suggest, one practice for all of us, would be that generally speaking, we talk about backbiting. What is backbiting? Huh? What is backbiting? Sneha? To talk badly about you behind you. You're getting it? To talk badly about you behind the person. This is known as backbiting. So the first thing that we have to learn is how to stop backbiting others. This is very important. This is what we study here. These are very sophisticated, high-level practice, but the first level is stop backbiting others. So even if you don't like person A, but when you're when you are with person B, and then say all the bad things about the person A, this is backbiting. If that happens, okay, just see how true it is. Say you're with person B, and the person B, you don't like person A, and person B also doesn't like person A. Then you are with the person B, and you are telling person B all the negative things about person A. You're getting it? All bad things about the person A. And if the person B is very smart, although you feel very happy, okay, I'm able to say bad things about person A, but if the person B is very smart, person B will think that, okay, now behind person A, he is talking bad about him. Behind me, he must be talking bad about me. You're getting it? So therefore, the person will not trust you. You're getting it? So, and do you want people to trust you, or you don't want people to trust you? You want people to trust you. If you want people to trust you, don't break the trust of somebody else. How not to break the trust of somebody else? Don't backbite others. Stop backbiting others. This is so important. Say, you are with person B. You are with person B. And you don't like person A. Person B also doesn't like person A. And person B starts to talk badly about person A. And then you say, yeah, that's true, but person A has own good qualities. Although you don't like person A, but of course person A has also many good qualities. So you say that person A also good qualities. Then the person B, believe it or not, person B, if the person B is very intelligent, person B thinks, oh, she doesn't speak bad about other people. I know that she doesn't like this person A. I'm watching you. I'm watching you where you are watching. You're getting it? Okay. This is my movie, watching you, right? How you watching others, right? Okay, maybe another person watching me. Kishira's watching them, that they're watching them, right? Maybe David La is watching me. What is Kishira doing now? Nobody's listening to him. So he's watching them. And they're watching them. Okay. So let's say, so the person B, if he's smart, will think that, oh, this person is amazing. Although I know that she doesn't like this person A, but she never talks bad about the person A behind the person A. This person, she has a great sense of integrity. Integrity meaning somebody who is trustworthy, who you can trust. You're getting it? So this is so important. Stop backbiting others. This is the first step. Say, for many people, even this is very difficult. Stop backbiting others. Even that is very difficult. Try this and see that people will start to respect you more. Say, okay, this is very important. These are simple things, but we tend to neglect these. Say, you are with person B, and person B starts to talk bad about person A. And you said, yeah, but person A has also very good qualities. You talk about the good qualities of person A. You don't talk anything bad about person A. And person C hears that. Then person C was with person A, and person A will talk bad about you. And person C that, but you wouldn't believe. Say, let's say Sirin Pema. You are talking bad about Sirin Pema, but Sirin Pema never talks bad about you behind you. She never talks bad about you. Then, okay, would you be happy somebody does not talk badly about you? Or you are happy with the person talking badly about you? Which do you feel more happy with? You're happy that somebody does not talk bad about. And then the person, although the person doesn't like you, but the person will be amazed. Oh, this is amazing. So the person A will feel that, oh, Sirin Pema is not talking bad about me. So person C is telling me. So she must be very sad. And I was talking bad about the Sirin Pema, and I came to learn that, but then the person will stop talking bad about you. And then later on, believe it or not, later on when that person sees her, Sirin Pema, that person will have a sense of respect coming to her, coming to know that she has incredible, valuable, good qualities. You're getting it? These are the simple things that we can practice. It may, for some of us, it may be too, say, like a chronic disease within us, too bad habit, a very bad habit. But we can overcome these bad habits of backbiting others. Stop backbiting others. This is so precious. Okay. 15. If in the midst of a crowd, again the same thing, what can trigger anger in you? How to stop this anger? If in the midst of the crowd, someone exposes your hidden faults and abuses you for them, to bow to them with respect, seeing them as spiritual friend, is a practice of a bodhisattva. Okay, so if somebody abuses you in the crowd, you step it. Would you be happy? Not happy? Not happy. Not happy. And why you're not happy? Why you're not happy? Because this person, for no reason, said that I'm stupid, right? Okay. And then you show anger. Why do you show anger? Hey, why do you show, Salim? Your name? Sahil. Sahil, tell me. Say somebody you stupid in the crowd, and you feel angry, and then you show anger towards the person. Why do you show anger? Not only you, majority of us will do the same thing.
Because I feel disrespected.
I feel disrespected. So how showing anger helps you? So the Sahil is speaking on behalf of us. How does it help?
It doesn't exactly help, but it's.
But if I show the anger, at least the person sees that I'm not happy, the person will learn a lesson, right? You want to teach a lesson to the other person.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, thank you. So now let's see. These are these small things. If you learn, this extremely like what do you call it? Breakthrough experience, where say we are being bound by these conventional habitual tendencies, how to react to other people when other people abuse you. And then you break through. Breakthrough meaning that you get over this to look for the ultimate happiness. Okay, so what happens is that usually we say, how many of you said it? That somebody abused you, I will teach him a lesson. Raise hands. I will teach him a lesson. Raise hands. Okay. Okay. I will teach a lesson. Meaning that I will make him not to repeat this. And you say, hey, you said it. From tomorrow, mind your business. Right? And the person also say, you mind your business. And it will flare up. It will not stop. It will increase the problem. You're getting it? Okay. Now, keep in mind that all these, finally, that I want a peace of mind. And peace of mind, okay. Why, if an elder person says, you stupid, you're unhappy, and a little kid says, you stupid, you feel it's very amusing. What's the difference? Anyone? Anyone? What's the difference? Tawang, what's the difference? Let me repeat it. Elder person tells Tawang, you're stupid. You feel so angry. And little kid, 2 years old girl says, you're stupid. It's so amusing, so funny. So why do you take it very differently? One, you're very angry. One, you're not angry. You are very happy. Why?
I think I am giving more importance to the elder, and to the younger one, I'm just taking it not very seriously.
Yes. So with the elder person saying you stupid, you take it very seriously. And the small child saying you stupid, you don't take it too seriously. Raise hands. You agree with someone like? Yes, we all agree. Now look, say it's not that somebody said you're stupid and you should feel angry. No, it's how you take it. It's how you take it. So when you take it very seriously, you become unhappy. Finally, your unhappiness is what you don't want. You getting it? But because you take it seriously, you become unhappy. Again, if you think of these 5 things, contact with a person saying you stupid, then paying attention, discrimination. Yes, he said that I'm stupid, and then feeling unpleasant feeling. Then the mind will resist. That is what you don't want. But you are making it because of the wrong discrimination. Now, the small child. Why? Okay, tell me, somebody, why? If the small child says you stupid, you take it very amusing. Why? Huh? Yes.
Kids are innocent. Kids are innocent.
Innocent, meaning?
They don't mean what they say most of the time.
They mean it.
Okay.
They mean it, but still very amusing. Still very amusing. Because, okay, is there anybody who can give this answer?
Intention of saying stupid by kid.
Okay, the kid will say this and in few seconds forget. Again, they will play together. But the elders, when it's just stupid means, they will not talk for the next 3 days. Small kids say, they're very innocent. You're getting it? To be very honest, why the small children are seen as innocent? Because they don't know the world, bigger world. So all of us, we are like small children. All of us, we are like small children. We don't know the reality. We all like small children. What's the difference between small children and elders? Elders, they know the world more. And small children, they don't know the world more. So we all like small children. In the text, there's a mention of the people who do not see emptiness directly. They are known as children. They are like childish, small children. Because they don't know, they are ignorant. They don't know. They're ignorant. They're innocent. Innocent means innocent. And another way of saying this, oh, she's very innocent. He's very innocent, means he's ignorant. Okay, this is another way of saying, we are all ignorant. So we all like small children. So when you see everything like, everybody is like small children, you will not feel angry. You getting it? This is amazing. These will all come to realizations. We take the step. First step is stop backbiting others. Then take the next step, next step, next step. You start to see everybody like small children. then you will not feel hurt. This is amazing. Okay. 16. If someone whom you cherish as dearly as your own child takes you for an enemy, somebody who you love, you have really taken care of so much, and the person takes you as an enemy, then you'll feel extremely hurt, extremely sad. So that time, again, self-centered attitude is coming. If you can get rid of this self-centered attitude, then no factor can make you unhappy. You're getting it? Okay. Say that finally, okay, how many of you agree with me that anger disrupts your peace of mind? Raise hand. Anger disrupts your peace of mind. Very good. Okay. Now, if you can practice in such a way that no situation can arouse anger in you, your peace of mind is guaranteed. You understand? Let me repeat it. If you can practice it in such a way that no external factors can trigger anger in you, then you have attained the peace of mind. Yes? Okay. Ajay Jigme children, you agree? Yesterday you talked about the peace of mind, right? What's the purpose of life? You said peace of mind. So now my question is, anger disrupts the peace of mind. You agree? Yes, anger disrupts the peace of mind. Now, if you can practice in such a way that no anger ever arises, that is the greatest of the peace of mind. Do you agree? If you can practice in such a way that no anger will ever arise again, whatever situation, anger never arises, your peace of mind will never be disturbed. Do you agree? Good. Now look, tell me, say, how many of you will go to hospital if you have the, say, let's say, headache or fever, so forth? Fever like 103 degrees centigrade, not centigrade, Fahrenheit. How many go to hospital? All of us will go to hospital. If you don't go to, somebody will take you to hospital. You're getting it? Okay. And, okay, this is the time of course, it's so obvious. But there are times when you go to hospital, even though you have no problem. For example, how many you go to hospital for annual checkup, annual health checkup? Raise hands. Okay, okay, Ajay, you also go there. Okay, so now tell me, all of us, I also go. Why do we go for annual checkup? We don't have any problem. Still we go there. Why do we go there? Why go? Where do we go?
To rule out any
Yes.
illness.
Because we don't know what is, there are many things which we don't know, which only the doctors know. You getting it? Whereas if you have headache, fever, we know that. So we'll go to the hospital. But there are few things which we don't know. And the doctors can know. So you go there and see what do the doctors do to check if there's any problem inside. You're getting it? And is it free or not? It's not free. You pay money. So you pay the doctor, please take this money and see if there's something wrong with me. You're getting it? Okay. And your enemies, and so you come to this retreat. You come to this retreat and you go back home and you are so happy, and your mother feels so happy to see that you are glowing with happiness. And they said, what did you do? Oh, I attend retreat. How's the retreat? It's so good. Yes, I can see that you like a bodhisattva now. Right? You're like a bodhisattva. It's amazing. Jimmy, you're like a bodhisattva. Amazing. Then your neighbor comes through and says that, knock at the door. Said, hey, you throw garbage next to my door. And you said, no, I just came for the retreat. You came and the garbage came. Right? You throw the garbage and say, no. And you remember Bodhicitta. Right? Bodhicitta, remember Bodhicitta. No. No, I'm serious. I'm serious also. You throw the garbage. I'll sue you. Right? And then Jigme Shodhan will gradually say that, hey, mind your business, get out. You're getting it? So, your neighbor is actually like a doctor to say that you are not a bodhisattva yet. You still have the anger. You're getting it? And he's doing this for free. Your medical checkup, you have to pay money. Give the doctor, please take the money and see if there's any problem with me. And your neighbor is checking on you, what's going wrong with your mind, and for free. Not charging anything, it's just for free. So your mother thinks that you are a bodhisattva now. But your neighbor says, no, still you have the disease, illness there, self-centered attitude is there. Your anger is there. You're getting it? So this is so precious. In a way, they are helping us to identify our mental problem. Once the anger is gone completely, then nobody can disturb your peace of mind. That is a liberation. You're getting it? So for that, we need the help of the doctors, mental doctors. Who are the mental doctors? Your enemies. Your enemies are the mental doctors to help us identify your mental problem. And then remove these, and then you attain liberation. Okay. 16. If someone whom you cherish as dearly as your own child takes you for an enemy, then like a mother who loves her sick child, to love that person even more is the practice of a bodhisattva. Okay. One time, I was with my friends and we were having teaching on bodhicitta. And my friend has a huge plot of land. And people can come and visit the land. And some mischievous boys and girls, some boys, they just climb the place and they shout. And sometimes on the way, the cars, they honk unnecessarily, they honk. And my friend, he feels so disturbed, he and his wife, both of them feel so disturbed. People, they come to a property, they shout, and the car drivers, the bus drivers, they honk unnecessarily, loud, honking. It's so disturbing. I said, okay, look, I said that you are practicing bodhicitta. You are learning about bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means to love everybody, including the drivers. To love everybody. So, if you really love others, like the mother to a child, the mother every day goes to the child to see if are you okay, are you okay. Not the drivers. If they're sick, they will not honk. They don't have the energy to honk. You agree? If they're sick, they don't have the energy to honk. Honk means they have enough energy. So they are telling you that, hey, don't worry about me. I'm healthy. Right? They honk you. If these boys, if they don't have the energy, they'll not shout. They don't have the energy to shout if they're sick. So shouting means they have the energy. They're not sick. So be happy. I told them, be happy. They're telling you, don't come to inquire about my health. I'm good. I'm healthy. I can have the energy to shout. Right? And drivers, they don't worry about me. Right? You're present bodhicitta, I know. Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm healthy. I have the energy to honk. Right? And both of them are laughing so heartily. That's true. That's very true. Okay. So this is where we are trying to change the discrimination from honking, senseless person. Instead of that, you feel, oh, they're healthy. They have energy. They're very healthy. I'm so glad. You're getting it? So you change the discrimination to they're healthy. Feeling pleasant, unpleasant. They're healthy, very pleasant feeling. And you want, not want, you want it. So if they honk, you feel very happy. If they shout, you feel very happy. You're getting it? Okay. This is how to manage your emotion. This is amazing. If you practice it, this is something doable. Okay. Okay, we'll stop here. Deyatha Vom Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhi Swatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhi Swatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasam gate bodhi swaha. Page 52. Okay, dedication prayers. We'll recite these verses together. I dedicate the merit thus gathered towards the realization that is in the prayers of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of 3 times, and to the upholding of the doctrine, scripture, and insight. May in all lives, through the force of this merit, never separate from the 4 wheels of the Mahayana vehicle, and accomplish all the stages of the path, renunciation, bodhicitta, purview, and the 2 stages. From my 2 collections, vast space that I've amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief reading Buddha for all those whose minds wisdom eyes blinded by ignorance. Okay, 3 prostrations together.